Hi, this is Darby. In this video, I will present and discuss the laws in Germany regarding the teaching of religion as a school subject. I teach at a private international school called the Bavarian International School, which teaches based on the curriculum from the International Baccalaureate program. Bavaria, where my school is located, is one of the 16 states in Germany, and it is well known for being the most politically conservative. What does this mean? Let's look a bit at German history. Religion and education have been tightly intertwined for most of Germany's history. Institutional education originated in the monasteries where monks learned to read and write. Since the early Middle Ages, the Kingdom of Germany was one of the largest of the kingdoms that made up the Holy Roman Empire, and as such, a Catholic kingdom. Centuries later, Martin Luther translated the Bible into German, and the Protestant Reformation resulted in Germany being a primarily Protestant region. The many smaller duchies collectively became the Protestant area of Prussia, whereas the southern area of Bavaria stayed Catholic. When Prussia and Bavaria joined to become a united Germany in 1871, Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg remained the only Catholic states.
To this day, Bavaria is known as the Catholic German state. It even has more religiously observed holidays than any other German state.
Days off from school is one example of how religion influences school laws and policies in Germany, but even more relevant to this topic are the laws mandating the teaching of religion as a subject in German public schools. In Germany, the laws governing schools are state-level concern, whereas policies are defined by each individual school. So I went online and looked at the school laws for the state of Bavaria. Here I found under public schools, so that is here, the formal wording for the law regarding religion as a school subject. So I go down here to content of lessons, and as you can see, there are two sections for religion and ethics. So here's the information about religion, and so I found the formal wording for the law regarding this subject. What I found first were the laws for these public schools. This seemed conflicting to me because Germany, like many other countries, has the law of the separation of church and state, and I found out through research that this is one of the most common arguments political lobbyists use to push the repeal of this law. The law does not define which religion will be taught, but it does state that a local church or religious body must approve of the teacher. That's the second point here. And because most Bavarian cities and towns have established Catholic communities, the teacher approved is usually Catholic and maybe sometimes Protestant. It is also argued that the subject of religion, when well taught, will present multiple religious perspectives despite the teacher being approved by a particular local religious institution. However, an emphasis on Christian-based religions is common in Germany. The law also mandates that the school subject of ethics is offered. That's the second one here, as an alternative for students who do not wish to attend these religion classes. This made me wonder why we don't have religion classes at the school where I teach. And then I looked under the laws for private schools. So they're a little bit down here, private schools. And I found that they are free to decide for themselves. Let's see, it's under private schools here and here. It states here that they are free to decide on their own special pedagogical, religious, and ideological formation. I also considered how subjects taught at my school, such as well-being and mindfulness, which I teach, as well as the IB curriculum subject of theory of knowledge, which covers aspects of faith, religion, and ethics, could possibly fulfill this requirement if need be.
Based on what I've heard from my German friends and some of the students that I know that go to German schools, religion as a subject is not all that popular here. Many students fail to see the relevance and consider it a waste of time. This probably means that students can't relate to the content because of the way it's presented. According to a German colleague of mine, it is difficult to find qualified teachers for the subject. Many teachers come from the church and may not have the same teaching qualifications as teachers of other subjects.
The truth is, awareness for various religions and belief systems and how they are practiced and observed should be an integral part of students' daily lives. For example, I had a student who had not been doing his homework and was not as engaged in class as usual. When I learned that he was observing Ramadan, I had more empathy and was more patient with him. This insight is not just important for teachers' relationships with students, but with the relationships among students as well.
There are current debates in German politics not just about having laws at all, but also the separation of religion versus ethics as school subjects. Progressive thinkers are not considering multiple classes for each religion or belief system, but rather one united class to learn and discuss the big questions of life together, and to learn to share and embrace the similarities of beliefs in a non-judgmental and adult-guided context to discover their own common humanity.